Hello, Targar friends. Hey everybody, it's Jason Blaha here, and once again it is time for another Orc Mode workout. Today was a max effort press day, but a quick reminder for those of you who watch these videos, please remember to click like down below, it would be greatly appreciated. So the cut so far has not been kind to my pressing strength, and that's okay. I'm going to live with it. I'm going to accept it. I know how to get my pressing strength back up. We'll lay the foundation for it now. Keep working new angles, trying to get some novel training stress in, so that when I can stop losing weight and we stabilize again, my bench will climb back up. Because I'm down 14 pounds so far. I'm down 14. And, you know, I like to take diet breaks periodically through there. I've already taken one in the middle of it. So, I mean, I've lost the 14 pounds while taking a week off completely from a deficit. And, you know, without training either during that week, just to recover. So, I still have basically another 17 to go. So we're just going to have to deal with the pressing, and so I'm going to adjust what I'm doing with my pressing, and you guys will see throughout the video. And that was hard for me today. That heavy chain weight, even with just 275, the lockout was slow. It was hard. Felt heavy unracking it. So we're calling it good training max. So then what I'm going to do for a little while, as I've assessed everything, if I want to really look at where some of my weak links are and make sure I fully develop all the muscles involved with my benching, I'm going to do a lot more of just wide grip and close grip both. I'm going to do rep work, and that's one of the things that I've discussed recently again, was higher reps, meaning 8+ on flat benching does seem to recruit more pecs, and as we get lower reps it does seem to be a little more delt and tricep dominant, right? So I'm going to go ahead and do this to build pecs. We're going to do a decently wide grip. In this case I'm slightly outside the rings, pausing, right, full range of motion, pausing, driving up, 3 sets of 10. And I was only able to get 235 with this today, and I know that's not a lot. But again, the cutting has been tough, but I got a ridiculous amount of chest activation. Actually, I felt almost all delt on that, the training max though. But again, felt my chest tremendously, felt my front delts tremendously on this. And I think I only got like 8 reps on the third set. I got 10, 10, and then 8. So we'll bring this up. I've got to get used to going a little wider on the grip, get used to the higher reps. We'll try to push it up. Because I was hitting PRs still. I was hitting bench PRs at the start of the cut. Now it's way down. But I had lost 5 pounds and I was still hitting PRs on stuff. People weren't aware that I had been cutting already. So it was going up. But, you know, again, we accept this. And I know how to get my bench back up and my strength up at the end of a cut. I've done it before. Do it again. But again, we're going to focus on maximizing body composition. In the meantime, I have to stimulate any muscle growth I can. We're not trying to lose any muscle here. In fact, if I want to try to gain a little bit if possible, and I certainly can't afford to lose. So body composition becomes the name of the game. So the training efficiency matters a lot. And so again, I'm going to keep things a little bit different with some of the upper body stuff. Again, it's going to be 3 sets of wide grip bench. And we'll do 3 sets of close grip. And then we'll do JM presses. And I noticed on the close grip today, I'll get to that, I felt chest on it too. I felt tricep and delt, but I felt my upper chest more. Whereas in this is lower chest with the wider grip. So again, we're getting 2 different angles for the pecs. And I think on the speed work, rather than doing supplemental pressing for the chest, I'm just going to up my speed work volume and do all 3 grips, right? 4 sets of wide, 4 sets of medium, 4 sets of close against the bands. Again, rotating the stress. And I decided I'm going to do pull-ups and chin-ups now. I don't need rows right now. I'd rather have the extra arm work. I need the extra lat work. And if I want to build my upper back more, I can do snatch grip, high pulls, lateral, stuff like that, which I'll do. Got well, it's work for Mikey. And I have other clients who do them. They work well. I can do them pain-free now. Now, I'm still a little leery of the very bottom on my pull-ups and chin-ups due to that shoulder impingement that we've rehabbed. But I'm still doing my dead hangs. And actually, my full range of motion is still probably shorter than people think. For you guys who saw the footage on my fitness page of me doing dead hangs, me doing a 30-second dead hang, I still don't look by many people's standards to be locked out. And that's it. That's me just hanging with my full body weight, you know, my full body weight. I wouldn't be able to support myself that long. That is just where my joints go. But again, it's allowed me to do these things. So I just did 3 sets of 8, and these are challenging. At my current body weight, even body weight pull-ups and chin-ups are not easy, right? I'll see some kids who are like, well, you know, I weigh 170 and I can crank out that many reps with a 45-pound plate. It's like, well, you're still doing less weight than me, right? You're pulling up less total weight than I am. And I'm 227 right now, and that's when I wake up. That's when I wake up in the morning. I've eaten food and drinking things by this point, so I'm over 230 by the time we get to the workout, right? So, go do the math. You would, if you're 170, you would need to be doing 60 pounds of weights for 8 reps to do the same weight I'm doing. And we'll build it back up. And and I'm still like 10 pounds heavier than when I was doing my 100 chins a day over a year ago. When I ran that and I got really good at doing chins, I was doing 100 a day, but I was 10 pounds lighter. And I was doing 10 sets of 10. Of course, it caused some overuse. So, but we're going to work on pull-ups and chin-ups. I want to hit both angles, just like I'm doing 2 different groups here, just like I'm going to be messing with sumo and conventional for my speed pulls and stuff. We're going to work these different stances. This is how we get good variation. And close grip does carry over to benching, right? Close grip bench will increase your bench. And I think the wider grip benching will build what I need out of the bottom, that with the speed bench. That and the extra lat work, because if I get good at pull-ups and chin-ups again, my lats grow. My lats are big anyways. It'll give me bigger lats. It'll give me more pop out of the bottom. The wide grip pause benching will build the power out of the bottom too, right, along with the speed benching. So then the close grip benching will help with the lockout. And we explained in a video the other day why it helps the lockout. It's not just the triceps, it's the chest component also. And I did feel the chest on these, but I only did 205. I got 3 sets of 10 with most of them paused. A few of them I was bad about touch and go in a couple reps here or there. I was trying to pause, and this was challenging. I felt my chest light up, felt my front delts and my triceps. Whereas I felt all lower chest and front delts on the wider grip. So I'm happy with this for today. It's not by any means a mess I've done, but again, got to rebuild all the pressing strength up. We accept there's going to be strength loss on pressing with a cut, because I'm not cutting slow. It's not like I'm doing a slow cut like I've done before, where I made some progress. I'm cutting pretty quick. Like I said, I'm down 14 pounds in about 2 months. I anticipate probably ballpark 3 more months to get to my target weight, right? And then we'll start getting strong again. But that's going to be my thing. I can't afford to really be above that. So I'll probably cut to 210, then do bulks to 215, back and forth. Back and forth. I'll bulk and cut in a 5-pound range. It's probably what I'm going to do after this cut's over for at least the rest of the year. Or I may even drop below 210 and just bulk back up to 210 to 212. But I have to get leaner, have to be at a lighter body weight for health purposes, for competitive purposes. And we know my benching is my weakest lift because I have long arms. But I've built multiple benchers who outbench me as a coach at this point. I know how to program it. I know how to make it work. So we're going to do all this supplemental work to ensure maximum hypertrophy. We got to focus on body composition. We have to focus on it. So everything outside of my max work and my speed work, and the speed work will contribute to hypertrophy, it's going to be hypertrophy. And I'm trying to get all the angles that I need, right? Even in this case, I need more arm in general. The pull-up and chin-up combination. Because it's not just biceps, it's even the triceps. We hit the long head of the triceps on those. And I feel it. I get DOMs from even the pull-ups in the long head of my tricep. First time I did them again. So again, the extra arm work, the extra grip work, we need it. And again, we're hitting 2 different angles. I need that extra back development. And since I'm not going to row for a while, I'll do snatch grip high pulls. That combined with the 2 types of vertical pulls will actually give me the balance that I need, right? So if you start looking at it, what are we doing? Doing 6 sets of chest presses, 6 sets of pulls for the lats and biceps, right? Then you guys will notice I do extra tricep work. My training is actually a little bit arm dominant right now. It needs to be. My arms need to come up in general because my torso is big. But again, sets of 8 were all I could really handle on these, especially after having done the pull-ups first, right? So normally we would be able to do more chins and pull-ups, but I was already fatigued from them. So again, we'll do 6 sets for the lats and biceps, but then we'll do 6 sets for the whole shoulder girdle, and I'll get to that at the end. JM presses, I'm much happier with the form. I did 12, 12, and then like 15 with this weight this time. Very happy with the form this time as far as the movement goes. I feel like it's now correct. I can start bumping the weight slightly and micro-load it up, maintain this form. I didn't feel my front delts at all because I'm now doing it how it's supposed to be done. Now I feel all tricep and forearm, really. But I get that deep burn in the tricep on it, and I'm not feeling my front delts working. That's what we want. That's our ideal scenario. That's what we're trying to achieve here. Okay. But again, the reps got really high. I mean, last time I was struggling with 10s with this technique the other day, last week. Now it was 12, 12, then I did an AMRAP and got to 15. Hey, we need to bump this weight. It needs to be closer to 10. If I can maintain this correct form, right? And this will bring the triceps up. And the interesting thing with the JM press is that it also builds the part of the tricep that helps you out of the bottom of the bench. This is not just a lockout exercise. Think about that stretch position on the medial head. That matters off the bottom of a bench, because you put that same muscle into almost a stretch position, and if it can pop from that position, if you have power there, it will help you out of the bottom of the bench also. And obviously triceps matter on the lockout, but people get that confused and they think triceps don't matter at the bottom and pecs don't matter at the top. Well, that's not true. The closed grip benching actually does help the chest itself at the top of the bench. It's not just a tricep exercise. JM press builds the tricep and obviously helps at the lockout, but it also builds the part of the tricep associated with the bottom of the lift. So this does connect together with what I'm doing with the benching. And this is a good combination. It's a good combination. Wide grip pause benching, closed grip benching, JM presses, right? And then for my max work, that's all I need. In the speed days, we'll just do the speed work and the JM presses. Keep working the lats, keep working all the arm. And again, some people say, well, is the long head getting recruited enough with those movements? Well, I'm doing pull-ups and chin-ups too. It's the whole combination of the whole workout, the fatigue. So yeah, the long head is getting stimulated. Snatch grip high pulls. I really struggle with the straps today. I've got to get better at wrapping straps. It made these a little awkward. I started with just 205. I'll build up. I could probably do more than this right now. I'll probably jump 20 pounds next workout. But 205 for 3 sets of 10. Again, felt my shoulder girdle light up. So I'm going to finish off with just straight shoulder work at the end. 6 sets for the entire delt. Because people will look at these and say, well, what part of the delt does this work? This works all 3 heads. And it's pretty even, right? This works the rear delt as much as the front delt. Works your upper trap, possibly some mid trap, right? Build our upper back and really build our entire shoulder girdle. Well, what about the lateral raises? Well, the way I do them, it's the whole shoulder girdle also. It's a little more emphasis on the lateral head, right? It's a little more emphasis on the lateral head. But it still works all 3 heads, and it works the upper trap. And there's good EMG data on dumbbell laterals supporting that. But I do them with a slightly forward lean so that we don't get quite as much interior delt to push it back towards the rear delt a little bit more. Because my front delts are getting plenty of work. You know, so I need to make sure the side and the rear are getting a lot of work. But these 2 movements at the end, these are very efficient movements for it, because we get the eccentric overloading, the power component with the snatch grip high pull, and it has that heavy eccentric loading because it's a weight that we can't lift. That 10 rep set would be higher than our 1 rep max that we could do a wide grip upright row. So then we have that eccentric overload for every single rep. Laterals, just straight fatigue work, right? I'm just taking these to failure. I noticed I could get like 17 fresh, but after doing the high pulls, I could only get 15. And I failed after rep 15 on all 3 sets. But again, a heavier emphasis on the side delt, but it works the entire delt, works the upper traps. This gives me the extra balance I need with without doing rows, right? If I'm going to do the other pulling. Again, making sure my shoulders get worked. And we'll see how that turns out as I continue to cut, right? Drop another 17 pounds of body fat and actually add muscle to my delts. That alone changes the way a person looks. Not that I care about aesthetics, because I really don't, but that really is a big part of what you guys think of as aesthetics, is actually just getting really lean and having big delts. That is really the secret, outside of your genetics and other stuff you put in your body. The quote-unquote aesthetic look, for smaller guys at least, that's really all there is to it. It creates that Hollywood physique. But I need the shoulder development in general. I need the better stability for my benching to make sure it's not a weak link on my benching. But overall, the workout went great. Everything went as planned. Like all the movements I'm doing right now, they feel good on my shoulders. No pain. Not necessarily happy with the strength loss, but I'm cutting. I'll live with it. and move on. So I hope it's been informative, and I will talk to you guys next time.